everybody, so welcome back to my channel. My name's Amelia and I am a second year medical student. So I thought I'd do a little video about what my weekly split looks like as a medical student at Hull York Medical School, and maybe giving you an insight into how the week is structured and how the course is run at Hull York Medical School. So if that is something you're interested in, please stick around to watch. My week starts on a Friday and then ends on a Thursday, so our Friday is like everyone's Monday, so that's why I'm going to start from Friday. Also, I'd like to point out that Hull York Medical School is a PBL based course. So PBL is basically problem-based learning, where you get given a case and then you work within a team to kind of figure out the problem and do problem solving. That's a lot of the emphasis on how the content is delivered and how the course is run. I'd also like to mention that this is my weekly split around how the timetable sessions are run. So obviously this is not speaking for everyone. Obviously the timetable sessions are cemented, that is, they are when they are. But in terms of like how I work, it's obviously not the same for everyone. Everyone works differently. I've just kind of took what I learned from first year and what worked for me and what didn't work for me and implemented it into my learning for second year. And so far, so good. So far, we're doing well. So what I'm doing currently is working. Might seem like I'm doing a lot of hours. It might seem like I'm not doing many hours at all. I guess it's very different for everyone. Everyone has such different learning styles, so it's really important to remember that. So don't compare yourself to me. Don't compare how many hours you're doing to me compared to you, whatever. It's different for everyone. But also that is why I'm running my week how I am, because it's working. So with that being said and the foundations laid out and the groundwork done, let's get into my weekly split as a medical student at Hull York Medical School. Right, so let's get into the video. As I said, my week starts on a Friday. So we're gonna start on Friday because that is just gonna make sense on how the course runs. So on a Friday, I try to get to the library for 9 AM. Sometimes I'm running late, but most of the time I try to aim to get there for 9 AM. And I start my Friday morning by going through some pharmacology flashcards and some Anki flashcards and just doing a little bit of revision to remember what I did last week, to keep it in there, the active recall. I spend about an hour doing that, and then I move on to doing a lecture. So I'll do a pre-recorded lecture that's on the system ready for me to do. Lectures take me a while, not gonna lie, so I will probably spend a couple of hours going through this lecture. One thing I didn't do last year was I didn't take time to understand the content, so I would just do it as quick as possible and not take the time to understand it, and it really came back to bite me in exam season. So this year I'm spending that little bit extra time going through the lecture and making sure I understand it, so then when it comes to exam season I already understand it and I can just revise it. It's somewhere in my brain, just need to bring it to the surface. I have got a video on how I do lectures the most efficient way possible on my channel, so if you're interested in that, take a look at it. So once I've finished that lecture and done the things that I needed to do, it's usually lunchtime. I usually meet up with my friends for lunch, and we take an hour for lunch and we'll just all sit and have a chat and just a little catch up, and we have our lunch together. We then go to our session, so our PBL session. So this is our first PBL session of a brand new week, where we pick up a new case, we pick up 2 case studies and we go through the cases, and then we make ourselves learning objectives of what we think we need to learn from the cases. So PBL is an hour and a half and we finish at 3:30. So PBL is 2 till 3:30 for an hour and a half. We then have clinical skills, which is an hour and a half as well, and this is where we learn how to take histories, patient interactions, examinations, the clinical things that you would expect a doctor to be doing. That is what we're learning during our clinical skills session. I finish clinical skills at 5:30, and that is the end of my very long day. I head home and I usually head off straight to the gym, because on a Friday I'm usually quite tired after quite an intense day. I like to go to the gym for an hour just to de-stress and relax my brain. And then for the rest of Friday night, I'll do whatever I want. I won't do any work, I'll chill, I'll see my friends, I'll watch a movie, I'll go out. Whatever I feel like doing, that's what I'm doing. Unfortunately, how the course is run this year, it means I have to be doing work over the weekends. So I usually do a few hours on a Saturday morning and then a few hours on a Sunday morning, maybe getting a head start on lecture reading or any pre-reading that I've got to do. Doing a little bit of revision, like just get a head start on things basically to ease the load of what is going to be on Monday in a minute, because a Monday is a crazy day, and I usually finish by midday, and then I've got the rest of the day to do whatever I want. So Monday is safe to say the busiest day of my week. So Monday is lecture day, and we usually get given 4 to 7 lectures on a Monday. This varies between medical schools and it might seem like less, it might seem like more than your medical school, but at Hull York the main form of teaching is PBL. A lot of our content is taught through PBL and then we just get lectures to boost up the extra stuff that we need to know as well. So I spend my Monday in the library, so at 9 AM on a Monday I will be in the library, and I will be spending most of the day in the library, to be honest, on a Monday. This is the longest day of my week, so I'm going to try and get through the bulk of the lectures I've got. I'm going to do some Anki cards, I'm going to do some pharmacology revision. I also have clinical skills pre-reading to do on a Monday, anatomy pre-reading to do on a Monday, and my PBL work to do on a Monday. So Monday is a very intense day, and I kind of finished when I finished, to be honest. This is the day dedicated to work. Last week I finished at 6. I feel like this Monday I'm going to be finishing a lot later. I get through a big of a chunk as I can, and then I go home and I go straight to the gym. Helps my brain to relax. So Monday is usually an intense day, and it's kind of just work and gym. That's all I've got time for on a Monday. So on a Tuesday, I either have anatomy at 9:30 for an hour, or I will go to the library at 9 and I will get through any work that I've not managed to do on the Monday. And then I have lunch again with the girls. We meet up about 1 for lunch for an hour. I have PBL again, and I have PBL 2 till 3:30 again. This is bringing all the knowledge that I've learned over the weekend from the case I picked up on the Friday before. So I research over the weekend, find the answers out, and then I come to PBL and we all share the research we've done. Very repetitive again. I have a half an hour break, then I have clinical skills for an hour and a half. And on a Tuesday evening, I usually do something like I'll go out with my friends, or I'll have an activity planned, or I'll go to the cinema, or I'll go out for food, or I will plan something on a Tuesday evening to do just for fun. Wednesday, my favourite day of the week. I literally do nothing. We have Wednesdays off currently, and then in like a few weeks time we'll have Wednesdays to do our SIP project. But currently I take Wednesdays for myself. I don't do anything med related on a Wednesday. I do not even open up my laptop. I don't think about medicine. Wednesday is med free. And Thursday, second favourite day of the week after Wednesday. So I alternate in placement. So one week I go to GP and then next week I'm in hospital. One really good thing with Hull York Medical School is you start placement from first year onwards, whereas a lot of other medical schools you don't start placement until your clinical years, except maybe you have 3 weeks in second year where you go on placement. So it's really good for building up your clinical experience and your confidence in hospital or with patient interaction. So I have my placement in the morning, and then in the afternoon I go to the uni to do a resource session. So in the resource session, that's where we're learning how to do things like take bloods, or learn about medications, or learn about problems within medicine at the minute, or how the NHS runs. Like the most random stuff is just shoved into these resource sessions, and we use that to do any extra learning that we've got to do. Yeah, that is the end of my week at medical school, because then the Friday is our Monday and we start again. So that is my weekly split at medical school as a second year medical student at Hull York Medical School. Hopefully that's given you some sort of insight into what it's like being a medical student and how you can run your week, an insight into how many hours the course takes, or what balance, or whether it's achievable, or whether you can have a life outside of medicine. Whatever questions you've got, maybe that has given you some sort of insight into a week at medical school. So I hope that's helpful. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have enjoyed this video, I would really love it if you would like and comment down below and subscribe to my channel. Thank you once again for watching, and I will see you in the next one.